Hi, everyone. Welcome to Soul Talk. I'm Patty Malik, and I'm your host today. And today we have a really special guest. She's joining us from Hawaii today, Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel. She is the author of 9 books, recording artist and a singer, a pioneering doctor and a healer. We're going to be talking about her self-healing system, TheQuest, and her Earth 2012 to 2033, and why she calls that the gateway to a new world. But let me give you a little background on Aurora. She is the #1 best-selling author and creator of TheQuest, as I said, and award-winning author of the Earth 2012 to 33 series. Aurora is a pioneering doctor whose research and work has given her a profound understanding of the psyche and the tools to heal an ailing humanity. She has successfully healed conditions once thought incurable, irreversible, or unchangeable, releasing countless individuals from life sentences of suffering. Aurora holds over 38 certificates and degrees in advanced healing methods, as well as a 3A, MA, and a PhD in psychology. Aurora was awakened in her teens to a planetary consciousness that inspired her mission and dedicated her life to the healing and advancement of humanity. And at that young age, she received an extraordinary divine sponsorship that helped guide her destiny, giving her a vast body of knowledge, deep understanding of global conditions, their underlying causes and remedies, and an exceptional healing ability that has resulted in countless transformed lives since she was 16, catalyzed by her mother's severe mental illness beginning when she was 19. Dr. Ariel's quest to find the cause of suffering led to a cure in her revolutionary breakthrough psychological soul healing system, TheQuest. She has successfully worked with the youth at risk, addicts, abusers, and the abused, serious illness and trauma, and a host of dysfunctional personality traits and life conditions with tremendous results. She found that every issue can be resolved, every pattern can be healed, and we can change the conditions of our lives. She's just an amazing, amazing person that has really come here to do some big work. Welcome, Aurora. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Patty. I'm thrilled to be here, and as so often happens when there's something special about to go on, and I think there's a special blessing and healing today for everyone who's tuning in. I just feel this tingly energy through my being and a sense of joyousness and upliftment. So I'm coming to this beautiful interview with a lot of expectancy and joyous wonder in what's going to take place today.
Oh, wonderful! I'm excited to have you. I think I emailed you that I had requests to from former clients that had worked with you to bring you on. That it just would be an amazing interview to bring forth. So I am just really happy to connect with you and have you here. And I also want to tell our audience that Aurora has offered to answer questions or tap into your field if you want to hit *2 on the phone or type your questions into the webcast. We'll get to those. And she's also going to be doing a healing offering towards the end of our show today, which is wonderful. I'm excited about that. So, Aurora, we're going to talk about TheQuest, but I kind of want to get into, maybe to start with, the 2012 to 33, why you call that the gateway to a new world, and how that all came about. I understand it was a hypnotic journey that you went through hypnosis, and you witnessed the future. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, thank you. I love the idea of what the future holds for us, in the sense that we're in such a field of transfiguration in this time period. It's really significant. As I've studied the planetary equations since my youth, and I've had my finger on the pulse of planetary events, I've seen many extraordinary things I've written about in the Earth 2012 to 33 books. And I bring what has come forward for me is that many of us were born to this time to help facilitate this change. And the change is really an ascending process out of the old programming of our ancestors, of an unconscious humanity, of archaic ways of being, into the full authentic self, which is our true nature. And when we're in that self, Eden is the result. Eden is reflected outwardly in flourishing relationships, greater abundance, health, happiness, and well-being. And our energies are positive, and they bring forth wondrous things for all humanity. So I've seen this ascension process going on since my youth, and since an early remembrance of all of us getting ready, all of us awakening ones getting ready to come in and be born throughout the world. And so that's a lot of what I've been cataloging. And then in 2012, there just was such an onslaught on the public minds of doom and gloom and disaster. And I know we stand before very real dire potentials. I don't minimize that in my studies of it and bringing out knowledge and tools for this time period. But very much there was such a fatalist attitude around 2012, and yet when I met a curandero, Mayan shaman in Thailand earlier that year, he was saying they're getting ready to do the ceremonies in the ancient pyramids, ones that are still kind of unexcavated, around Palenque, to herald in this new time. And I also had studied a lot of the prophecies and predictions and seen visions since my youth of this amazing future we're all going into, because all of us are here. And if there weren't millions of us here going through this awakening process and caring to transform our world, I would say, yeah, it's all going to go to hell like everyone else. But I can't say that because I can see what we're all doing and how much we're accomplishing. So it was about that time, it was around November of 2012, I got commissioned from a very beloved divine one who's been a sacred sister in the heavens, in the realms of light for a very long time, Pallas Athena, and of course she's revered to this day in Greece, and I've just been really honored to have amazing experiences with her there and elsewhere. And she commissioned me to go under hypnosis because I'm very knowledgeable about what's happening on the planet, where we're heading and why, and demographics and the whole thing, and wanted my conscious mind to be completely quiet so that I could take this journey with her into the future, which went in to 2014. Of course, that was last year now, 2020, and then 2033. And it was remarkable because the things that I had visions of that potential, should we fulfill our missions and succeed against all odds, up until that point were things I was seeing in the future. And now I was seeing it and feeling it viscerally and getting it energetically of that change, being in it, witnessing it. And by 2033, I was just had tears pouring from my eyes in joy of what we had accomplished. And so I can honestly say, as the Indian nations say, we are the change. We are the ones we've been waiting for. And because we're here, the world is never going to be the same.
Wow. It's exciting, to hear you talk about it. Do you see that, people that are just in this really dark, heavier, denser energy, these, people that are really kind of stuck in that negative, way of living, do you see them transforming or just kind of leaving the planet?
Well, I see that there's the great travail going on. There's just so much suffering still in this world.
Yeah.
And when I've traced it in myself and others, because I've had quite a lot of doses I've had to clear out of myself, we all have the old patterns coming up, and each ever new facets of them playing out that are creating the really painful dynamics with others, the financial or physical conditions, the adversity, the suffering. And so as I've delved deeply into the psyche over so many years and working with so many thousands and thousands of cases, I just kept finding that the cause of suffering is really coming out of our unconscious. It's not a dictated reality by a deity or a karmic board or our karma that we're reaping. And so this took me beyond the mythologies of spiritual and religious beliefs on the planet to a reality that helped me then figure out a way to undo it and undo it from within, which became sacred alchemy, the inner transformation of self. So that is transforming the baser or unconscious aspects of self, the wounded, imprinted, limited parts of self, into the gold of the true nature. And I see also that others have brought forward modalities too for transformation this time. And of course, the Indian nations have a resurgence of bringing out the shamanic ways of going into the unconscious and healing. And I would say because all of us are here and we're so many of us, we're all just bringing out healing music, healing books, healing modalities, and the ancient cultures are gifting as well. So I would say everyone on the planet at this time has the opportunity in every moment to delve deeply into what's making them suffer and to make a major shift and heal it. There are tools available and so many remedies and so much here to support us, not only just in what we're all bringing and what has been brought before, the ancient wisdom, but also the divine ones in the realms of light and those etheric realms who are ministering to us all day and night, the angels, the archangels, the Elohim, the cosmic beings and ascended ones. They're also very real and present when people make the call. And another thing in answer to your question too is in the midst of travail, people make really landmark changes and can address things on a deep, deep level and make a big turn in their life. So it's nothing to be ashamed of or scared of, but it really is an outplay of ancient patterns from our family lines and our own soul lineage. And so it's really about healing it as quickly as possible, like getting to that causal level, finding those parts of self that are creating the havoc and healing them, and transforming that piece to our psychological makeup or our, puzzle, human puzzle, for ourselves, our family, and all humanity. And when we do that, we literally change the dial and jump into a different future line, because those parts of us that got healed are no longer going to be creating the havoc in the future. They're now re-assimilated, realigned with our divine or true authentic nature. So that's the sacred alchemy I talk about, which TheQuest is a sacred alchemy process I put into 7 steps. So I do see the change in everyone on the planet, even though there's still archaic systems and unconsciousness and brutality and genocides going on. Still, it's evident through the media and a lot of what's coming forward worldwide that consciousness is catching, and our shift is reverberating around the world, creating a greater shift.
Yeah, you can see it. It's amazing. Even in the last I don't know, 3 months or so, the changes, that happen. And it's just like, wow, how quickly, things are happening. So that's exciting to hear. You talk about the violet people. Who are they and what are they doing here?
Yeah, that's the name I coined because violet is truly an energetic of transformation, transfiguration, transmutation, and of course now the violet ray is being used, violet light in purification and all that, but it's been known esoterically for a long time by ancient ones, wisdom keepers, that the violet light is very high vibrational frequency that is very purifying to the human psyche, to our beings. And I would say we're very much in a violet age at this point because there is more transformation going on in this time period than in any known history of this earth. It's so unprecedented what's going on. I mean, when you think about how many came at a certain time and were really born into a pretty unconscious world with archaic systems and people not that deep, and all of a sudden people are flocking to sacred sites and doing chants and merging east-west, universal, in a more universal consciousness. There's a lot of these attributes of the people that came in to the planet, pretty much since 50s, 60s, a little bit earlier. Some came in the late 1800s, just the first wave, but it's just pretty much started hitting the fan where the 70s, we started seeing really big change. And we were also seeing a lot of souls standing forward, just saying, war is archaic, what are we doing? Let's have a world of peace. And so let's have a return to nature. Let's have a return to conscious parenting. And so there's been, I would say, over 144,000 endeavors, projects, businesses, cooperatives, collectives, working towards positive planetary change in this time. And so much is getting changed. So it comes down to, well, who are these people that came to this planet? Because they seem very unlike the people that were evolving here slowly before in the belief systems of that time, which are pretty much in your one little religion, in your own country's clothing or region's clothing, in your own country's food with maybe adding on spaghetti or whatever, and into this universal global consciousness and quite expansive consciousness. And so I coined them the violet people. I coined us the violet people. And from studying different demographics, I've seen that we could be as many as 80 to 100 million of us across the planet. And one of the exciting things is the Indian nations individually had a prophecy about us. And this was so long ago. And their prophecy was that in a time of great darkness on the earth, and the waters, the airs that have turned dark, and there were wars, that these people would come. And they would be born throughout the world, different races, different nations. And they called them the rainbow warriors, and rainbow meaning multicultural. And that they would honor the indigenous wisdom, honor the wisdom keepers. And they would be the healers, the way showers. They would be the architects of a new time for Earth, leading humanity to a better world. And so we're here. So the prophecies are being fulfilled. Those medicine elders, Indian nations do honor us as who we are, understanding who we are, because we're the ones that listen to them and care what they have to say. We're the only ones that really care on the planet, and that therefore they can rise up and give their ancient wisdom and gifts now as well. And all of us are working together for this amazing, positive planetary change.
Very cool. So there must be as well violet children. How are they different from, indigos and crystals and other children.
And I think it was in my second book, The Earth 2012 to 33, Time of the Awakening Soul. I lay out the 22 master signatures of the violet person. So I think that's really great for everyone to read, because a lot of times we were born and felt alone, and we're born into a strange world and all that. Now our children and children's children, all that, are the next waves of the violets, and they come in multicolors in the sense of they can have an indigo bent of like the fiery nature to make changes and advocates of change on the planet, or the crystal child who's very sensitive and angelic. And so there's all these sub-names that Doreen Virtue and others have coined that are really appropriate to see these beautiful violet children and the different qualities that different bands of them have. I would say we're all violets, anyone that's into planetary transformation, making a difference, finding your true purpose, healing your life, changing your destiny, doing something more. Pretty much you would be a violet. And the other ones are the ones we're administering to and helping, bringing into a new consciousness so we can be in a new world.
Okay. And what is the significance of Lemuria and its impact on the awakening souls today?
Well, it's really an exciting topic for me, because I have been decoding this ancient civilization for many years, and I've been shown many things which are coming up in my next book, and which are the Lemurian codes. It's another Earth 2012 to 33 book. But basically, what I've been able to trace through multitudes of sessions where I'm in the psyche, working on a soul level with people in there, going through some of their ancient histories, and also from a significant thing that has happened to me since my teens, that when I've stepped on certain sites, sacred sites around the planet, they activate, and all of a sudden I was watching a living color movie of an ancient past way before what the architecture and the guides would be saying about that architecture in that time period. I kept seeing an ancient civilization that had illumined individuals, highly conscious individuals, beautiful clothing, beautiful palatial buildings, fountains, waterways, and all that. And I've seen that all over the planet. And I saw it from when I was really young, and so I didn't know much about Lemuria until I actually started living in Hawaii in 1985. And, of course, some of the kahunas there herald back from that time, and then traveling as I have in New Zealand and communing with the Maori elders, of what feminine elders there, the wisdom keepers, that they, call Lemuria Hawaii Iki. So there was a huge continent that spanned so much of the Pacific Ocean, and in ancient times called Lemuria. It was the motherland. And then it spread and created colonies and colonial empires all over the planet, to where the greatest civilizations came from Lemuria, like China and India and Atlantis and Egypt and Greece. So a lot of the same symbols are throughout the world, a lot of the same ideologies when you're following those light codes. And so in this time, we're having a resurgence of those same principles, of that same consciousness, of that ennobling, as we're raising into our authentic selves and daily becoming more and more of who we truly are, and releasing these human patterns. And so it's a revisit, it's a return to Eden, and the Garden of Eden, which was in the motherland. And so it's significant to this time, because up until now, humanity has spent millennia under these religious ideologies that they're sinners and nothing, and they've come from savages or animals, and there hasn't been this remembrance of the heritage, the lineage of light, the nobility of who we truly are and how we've embodied on this planet in the past. And yes, there was a descent, and Lemuria went down, and Atlantis went down, and people became savages, and on and on and on. So we lost that code within our being, and that coding in the DNA, which allows us to be more fully actualized, living in that higher awareness, and most of the time. And that's the gift that I'm bringing today, is the Divine Ones working with me. I've been giving these divine healing transmissions now globally since last year. They've opened up globally, and now we're doing one every month in the Global Healing Forum that Awakening Heart Network is hosting for me, so that people can come every month and receive clearings and healings and release these ancient encodings and patterns that get their DNA restored and pineal activated and come back to the remembrance of who we are and have that return. And perhaps that's what Casey was talking about in his book, that Lemuria would rise again. And I think maybe he didn't mean it physically like a lot of people think. Maybe it's rising again into the consciousness of humanity.
Wow. It was just fascinating to, to listen to, really it's exactly what's going on now. And just to seeing, that we're living in this time, it's just so powerful and really special. There's just never been a time like this. It's exciting to be a part of it.
It's hard for people to remember when they go under, when the shadow aspects come up, and that's why I created TheQuest, which is really a fast remedy. When people go under the next weight of adversity and conditions and upsets and angers, we don't have to sit in that. We don't have to play it out. I found a way out, and how to restore us very fast back to the authentic self, but not through a spiritual bypass, like, we're just going to go meditate now while another part of us is seething in anger. But it's kind of a dive into it, to the heart of it, and then embracing those aspects of self, loving compassion, and then taking those aspects through the 7 steps that I developed. And it's through a complete transfiguration, and in that moment, you're back. You're just back to who you are, to standing in the light of your divinity on earth. And it's exciting for me to pass this technology, because humanity forever has been living out these patterns and never getting beyond them and never getting to the core of them, and they've never healed. And so that's why the world's looked like it has all of this time. And if we really want a new world, we got to heal up this stuff. We can't just think we're going to be gifted a Garden of Eden. All of these unconscious programs will just wreck it. So this is really a call in this time that we've got to address our psychology. We have to heal those wounds in our psyche and heal and transmute those patterns within, so that we can be the truth of who we are and be that authentic self, proactive and positive most of the time, and then have that downtime period where we're actually in a healing process, not screaming at our mate or ruining relationships. And so that's the maturity humanity is being called to in this time. And I'm excited that all my adversities and huge, humongous challenges caused me to figure this out and find a way out, and I live this way, and so I'm excited to give it as a remedy and a help for us to accelerate this time and the shift.
Yeah, I know we're going to talk about your special offer in a bit, and we have TheQuest in there in that offer, so that will be exciting to bring to the audience. I know, it really is about releasing all of, these patterns and traumas and, things that are keeping us in lower vibration, to be able to raise our vibration, to be in that, those higher dimensions of, I guess what you would call the Garden of Eden. Is that accurate?
Well, the authentic self, our true divine nature, is the Edenic consciousness. It's that miracle consciousness that when we're in it, all magic happens. If we were living fully our authentic selves, all of us, we'd be in a golden age, because the authentic self draws to it and manifests all beauty, abundance, blessedness, divine perfection, and is completely in alignment with the divine plan and the higher plan for humanity. Most of the world and most people are living out of the shadow self, the unconsciousness, the patterns, the belief systems of the ancient times, and running those all day long and not even knowing it, that they're not even in their authentic self. So the authentic self is not getting any room to play, to move, to have its being, to bring forth Eden. And so while people are longing for peace and longing for harmony in relationships and longing, to be in perfect health, all of these other aspects of self are running rampant and not checked, not healed, and people think nothing of it. Oh, I'm angry. Now I'm frustrated. Now I'm irritated. Oh, I'm having a joyous moment. Now I'm, mad at the neighbor or annoyed by this. And that's all shadow aspects, except for that little perking energetic of joy in there. And so when we live all day like that, how can we ever think our life is going to be out picturing the divine perfection that is our ideal, that is our heart's longing? We're not going to have it until we just all roll up our sleeves and just be clearing this stuff systematically. So that's why I train my students. As the issue comes up, you're in a healing process. Now you're doing the 7 steps, and you heal this stuff for the last time. And we just keep going. And, what happens then is when we get to live in the miracle consciousness more often, we're positive and proactive, so we're making wiser decisions. And we're having all kinds of miracles and divine synchronicities happening because that consciousness is miraculous. And it draws to it every good thing, all life's bountiful blessings. So we really don't need to go out there and get anything anymore. We just got a clean house here, because as we clear the way and let our true self emerge and have its glory and live its full, beautiful amazingness in this world, all good will follow. And all abundance will be there and everything we need and health and all that. So it's that's the one amazing secret I found, and the alchemical key I give to unlocking this whole mess here on Earth.
Yeah, it is, really about all of us doing the work, but it pays off huge. Yeah, wonderful. So, Aurora, are you ready to maybe see what's on the mind of some of our listeners? We have a lot of hands up here that are anxious to talk to you. Would that be all right?
Yes, I would love that. And I just saw a beautiful eagle fly by, and now it's swooping around. So that's great. And people might be thinking, like eagles in Hawaii. But I have to say, I was just home on Hawaii, but now I'm home in Sedona. So I'm actually looking out at the glorious red rocks, and I'm watching this eagle. I have beautiful panoramic view of Thunder Mountain and the Red Rocks here. And this, right as you said that, this eagle just swooped down by the window and just circled around. And so I think that's significant for whoever's ready to
I'm going to give you something else significant.
Okay.
The first caller I was going to go to is in Sedona.
Oh my God, that's so perfect. Okay.
That's cool. And let's see, the last four digits of your phone are 0087 in Sedona. You're on the air.
Hello, thank you.
Hi. Who are we talking to?
Hi, my name's Jay. Hi, Aurora.
Hi, Jay.
Aloha, Jay.
Aloha. I'm looking for the eagle. Where did it go?
I don't know, but I have to tell everyone Jay's an amazing being who romps around the world, and I've had the great joy of passing some of this knowledge to him.
Oh,
well,
I love
thank
that.
you. And I worked with Aurora weekly for about 4 months. Had huge changes in my life. Hit a pocket of stuff though that kind of made me kind of go sideways for a while. But I do have a question. But I really want to acknowledge Aurora because her work, and I've done a lot of metaphysical things over the last 3 decades, and her work is without doubt one of the most powerful things I've ever done for myself. My life is so, I'm so different, and consequently my life is so different. And I'm going to go back and do some more work. But my question is about the collective and about the changes that are going on and the economy and just everything that's happening. And I was wondering if Aurora, if you would comment on what you see as far as, where we're going to be in the next 3 months, or where we're going to be in the end of 3 months. Because August and September and October, there's going to be so many changes. I just know that. I was wondering what you would comment about that.
When these things appear in our outer reality, they are a call to wake up and to heal, because whether we're dealing with drought or global economics, or even we're seeing something across the world as an atrocity or adversity, it's a wake-up call to humanity to say, okay, something's out picturing in our outer reality that must be addressed. And where to address it is within. And so what I see happens is, as these things appear, there's like a calling. We've been dealing with a lot of drought in California and different areas, and so many of us have been felt the calling to go within and heal whatever's in us, creating that drought. And my sacred sisters I work with in the temple of sacred alchemy, we've done a lot of global healing around that. And right now the call is financial, and to the point too where the Divine Ones have dedicated this next global healing forum on 8/8/15 to clearing that deep strata in the unconscious of those patterns and beliefs that are keeping humanity from the abundant life, that are keeping out Eden from our planet. And so I just see these things as positive, because if they weren't out picturing for us, we wouldn't be called to do the work. And the work is really within us. And then as we do our piece, then it goes global. And I know with yours and my work, Jay, like every week, and I think we worked together actually 6 months now and have just took a little break for a few weeks. But every time, everything you were bringing to the table, Jay, and you were remarkable that way. Extraordinary, really, your commitment and dedication to healing. It would go global, because in that deep strata of the psyche, we're all linked up. And so if we're healing it, it's affecting positively and helping heal in our family lines and all of humanity. And a little bit later, everyone's going to get a taste of what happens in the Global Healing Forum, and with a direct divine transmission from the realms of light, really healing and addressing a lot of these conditions. I would say, Jay, that in the next 3 months, many of us will have risen to a whole nother level in consciousness because of the adversities in our field and personally, and clearing those and being a part of these global healings and the sacred service we're offering. We're not even going to be in the same place. I think, let's see, we're in July, August, September, October, I think, towards the end of the year and coming into the new year, we're just going to be on a whole nother level. And our planet will have been redialed to a different future line. Because one of the outcomes I've seen from the inner work is that when we heal our pattern in the unconscious, and it links up with our family and humanity, and it's transformed back to the gold of our true nature. So now that energetic in us is going to be operating on the positive side, bringing forward abundance, goodness, health, and all that. That means we're not even on the same future line anymore. The second we've done that work, we've redialed and we're on a completely different future line with future potentials and more light-filled, more harmony, more happiness. And that's what we're doing globally. And we're just changing this highly mutable field. It's like being in a holodeck, like from Star Trek. And we're all doing it together. We're all holding hands across the earth together. We are transforming this world from within, and it's easy to do because it's when you have the alchemical keys, you can change everything.
Yep, I get it. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay. I love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jay. Wow, that was really, really powerful information. That's exciting. Even, 3, 4, 5 months from now, how things will change.
We did the Global Healing Forum, the first one, with these 7 divine beings doing these 7 activations right in a row, about 10 minutes each. That's still available on replay. Everyone can access that and really get that gift. It was so interesting that one of the people listening in, her prayer and intention she brought was for the European nations, America, and Greece to heal the economy. And she said just right after there was a shift in the president of Greece, and he was calling everyone to align together in unity and that they'd make it through this, and just this whole infusion of consciousness. And she saw some other things because she had her finger on the pulse of what's happening globally in the financial realm. And it was so inspiring to her to see that we could all come together and invoke the divine in and through us and heal our piece to the puzzle internally, as well as make such a big change in the earth so instantly when facing something like this. And so I just hope that at the very least that you take away today from all of us gathering together in this sacred time, that there is hope for you, for humanity, that whatever adversity you're dealing with can be healed. You could go to the deepest levels and access the parts of you that are holding those conditions in place. And sometimes it's a longer journey, a journey of discovery and healing. Sometimes it can be instantaneous. But just know that we wouldn't be here, we wouldn't be undergoing this transfiguration, and the world wouldn't be spinning, changing, and becoming more conscious to where even the sitcoms and the commercials have consciousness languaging in it. Almost ridiculous. And if we weren't here to change the future and up-level this world to what I call a new soul learning module. We've had a beautiful one with Lemuria and the consciousness, and then there was a descent, and humanity went through, you have to toil and work for money and be beaten down, and adversity and suffering as a way of life. And now we're emerging out of that into a more rarefied field of consciousness that just allows that abundance and allows that amazing life. And if any of you don't believe me, please listen to the Journey into the Future 2012 to 33, that hypnosis journey I took. So many people that have experienced that already are changed forever because it transfers energetically. you get it, that you could see it finally, instead of being one little person with all these humongous planetary conditions playing out, and where do you help, and overwhelmed by it all, to like, wow, we're doing it all together. We just need to do our little part, transform ourselves, live in our authentic self most often, masterfully deal with our shadow for ourselves, our family, and all humanity, and let our divine selves pour out our unique offering to the world. And what a joyous life that is. And there is no hardship and toil in it.
Wow. That is, it just is wonderful. Wow. Aurora, let's take a few minutes to talk about your special offer that you brought for Soul Talk, and then we'll come back to our audience and then maybe do your healing offering.
Okay, can you give me a recall what's in there? I'm pretty sure
we have
7-step CD, the audio.
Yeah, we have your 7 Healing Power of Love audios. We have the TheQuest self-healing system, 7-step self-healing technique, and your 7-ray activation.
Oh my gosh. Okay, great, everyone. That 7-ray activation is what was released in the first Global Healing Forum on 4th of July for freedom for all of us in humanity. Those are the 7 divine ones that came forward, and we were just never the same after it. It just truly is transfiguring. A lot of people I know are playing it day and night, and they're just continuing to play it and transfigure themselves. So these transmissions are in a timeless zone, and so they reactivate, and more healing takes place every time you listen to them. A lot of people are just looping these, and the Healing Power of Love are 7 divine healing transmissions that are so powerful. Every time I listen to them, I just feel all the molecules of my being rearranging. It's incredible, and repatterning back to the divine. So you have those to be in a very fast acceleration of releasing your patterns and beliefs by the hands of the divine and your divine self. And then you have the Quest 7-step, that audio, that is right there guiding. It gives you all the details about this, about your psychology, how to work with the inner aspects, how to prepare for a session. And then I think it's track number 10 actually takes you through the 7 steps where you can be journaling this. You can pause it and then journal the answers, really accessing your inner aspect and bringing that part of you through the 7 steps to a complete healing. And the more you master this, the more you practice it, you can finally end up doing it in 5 and 10 minutes like I do, driving or whenever, the next piece is up. And so with the Quest, I've given a very graceful way for us all to transform a lot of unconscious material that up until now has been shameful and embarrassing and heavy and hard for us to face. But now you can go into it with curiosity. Okay, here's a big angry one. I don't know what's the matter with her. Let me trace the history, and she'll give me all the answers, and I take her through the 7 steps, and wow, now I've just re-accessed some of my lost power with her transformed. So it's a exciting journey, and I hope all of you will try it out and then also give me feedback about your experience.
Yeah, it's really a very powerful package for self-healing and, moving beyond, our last bits of stuff that's just kind of keeping us, from moving into more light. And that package, the total package is only $127, which is phenomenal to change your life. And then we're offering a 2-pay option for you for $66 for each payment. And those are one payment today and then one payment in 30 days. That really is an astounding package. Aurora, thank you for that.
And that's why I call it Heal Your Life, Change Your Destiny, because as I was saying, every time you heal the next piece, you've changed your destiny. You're on a higher destiny track. And a lot of people don't understand that. They think, oh, we're born into Earth and we have a set destiny and we're going to fulfill our divine plan. No. You come into Earth, you take on these patterns from your family, and if you've embodied before, you take the chip from your, like a video game, you're on the next level, but you have the accumulation of what you've gone through, and that's going to play out. And it plays out so predominantly on Earth that most humans up until now have really been living the fate dictated by the human programming. They're not living the divine plan for the planet or themselves or in their divine nature, because you have to be in your divine nature to live the divine plan. And you can't be a human with all these programs and trying to do a divine plan. That equation doesn't work. So it really allows you to be living in your higher nature most of the time and riding that wave of your highest destiny potential while cleaning up each piece as it comes. And each time the next piece comes, it's really uncanny that is the next piece to the puzzle for your ascension, your graduation to the next level, or your initiation up to the next level. And so just as you're ready to go to the next level in service or in your consciousness or your heart expanding, these things will come up because they must come up. They have to be healed for you to reach that, for you to be on that level. So when you understand these equations, and then it just takes the angst out of all of it, and it's like, okay, great. This is my tools for my ascension into greater states of my authentic selfhood. And to make that way, I've got to clean up a house, but those things will just be triggered naturally by our loved ones or incidences that happen seemingly coincidentally and yet will not be, because it's all mathematically equated here for our highest soul advancement and growth. And that is what is so amazing to have found out, that we are absolutely loved unconditionally. We have angels and divine ones, divine sponsors helping each one of us in our own particular learning module. And at every moment, we're being gifted and given the next piece to our puzzle and helped along the way. And so with these tools, it will really help you accelerate. And just listening to the divine healing transmissions daily, a lot of people do it when they go to sleep and first thing in the morning to launch their day. If you even did a 33-day process with them, you would find yourself on a whole unbelievable level. After 33 days, you would look back and think, this is miraculous. And so that's what all these offerings are. They really mana from the heavens through me, and I'm so grateful to make them available.
Well, I think we're all ready. We wouldn't be here today, so wow, thank you. Can we take another caller from looks like Burbank, California?
That'd be great.
Last four digits are 7120. There's no name. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, who are we talking to?
This is Cheryl Haig.
I'm sorry, what was your name?
Cheryl Haig. Cheryl Haig.
Yeah. Hi, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
And what would you like to ask Aurora?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now, yeah.
Okay. What's your question?
Well, I wasn't even thinking about getting questions because I didn't think it was going to be answered.
What's going on for you, Cheryl? I'm picking up something that you've been dealing with.
Well, yeah, I've been trying to get, with the, in my life, trying to get it together. I've been, seems like every time I turn around, I get one step forward and two steps behind.
Yeah.
and I trying to keep up with myself. I just turned 65, and right now I'm not any better off than I was when I was 45.
What do you think is the core issue that you're dealing with, the core challenge?
I think it's mostly my not being able to move forward.
Yeah.
I've been trying to keep up with my, trying to keep contact with my spirit guide and what have you, and then it's just that I don't know if I lost direction or if I'm not hearing correctly.
Did something significant happen to you when you were around 11?
Yeah.
What do you want to share a little bit about it? Just a tiny bit about it?
11. That my youngest brother had spinal meningitis, and I was and went and dealt with pneumonia, and then he just had severe brain damage, and at that time.
Yeah, you took that on energetically, and what the read I'm getting from the part of you that did that, you were so connected. It's like, how can I flourish? How can I succeed? How can I realize my full potential when this has happened to my brother? Do you see what I mean? And so unconsciously, like, you move forward, but this other part of you kind of holds you back.
Yeah, because I held him in my hand, when he was only 2 days old. I was the one who took care of it most of the time. Yeah. So there's been a part of you that feels guilty when you succeed because of what he went through in his limited capacity because of his own soul module. I believe I'm here today to tell you, Cheryl, that it's really okay, and I'm speaking to the deepest levels of your being and to that part of you and the other sub-aspects. It's really okay for you to exceed and excel and be your full potential self because it is your light, it's your victory, it's your joy, it's your wisdom that is your brother's greatest joy as well. That on the higher level, he's fine, you're fine. Down here on Earth in these learning modules in this 3D kind of virtual reality experience, it's all about soul learning and growth and advancement, and he wants you to excel, and it's important for your spirit to be set free finally, for you to allow yourself in these last final years of this long phase you're in, of the final phase, to allow yourself to soar in consciousness, in beingness, in all that you are, and that will be the greatest blessing and fulfillment. And right now, those parts of you that I saw, there's like 27 core ones, and there's hundreds of others that are linked in. They're shifting now, Cheryl. There's a big shift going on inside, and there's a big healing taking place for you. Yeah, I know. I feel like that's it's kind of hard to take a deep breath, and then I just realized I had to take another one.
Right. Yeah, there's a big healing going on. It'll be integrating over the next hours, so I would, just kind of keep inward and all that. But that's as easy as it is, really, of working with the parts of us that are holding ourselves back. And it's just about finding the next one and healing it, finding the next piece, healing that. And it's just a very simple way to live, like eating and breathing, and we do yoga and we do our inner work. It's important for us all to incorporate it in. I think also that the healing power of love transmissions, those are going to be really, really good for you because they're going to help you access that core of loving and move past the trauma completely of what's occurred and all the negative mindsets about it and the beliefs around it and just break you free. So I hope you'll avail yourself of those.
Oh, well, thank you. I feel
You're
better
welcome.
already.
Yep, of course.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Bye.
Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you for sharing with
Thank
us
you.
today. Thanks for calling in.
You're welcome. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Wow. That was powerful.
Wasn't that fun, Patty?
Yeah, it was a lot. I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
Sacred alchemy, my favorite thing on earth.
Oh, I think that helps a lot of people to just see how quickly that can happen, you know, that change. I love it.
Well, it's also linking up. Like I said, his aspects are linking up with the listeners right now.
Yeah.
I think a lot of you that are aware of things like that could be feeling a shift as well. I'm feeling it, and it's a shifting out of the next level of what was holding us back for whatever reasons and movies we had. There's just a freeing up right now through the field and through all of us, and then also it's now linking globally. So there's a really nice shift through us all and through Cheryl's sharing that is taking place.
Yeah, you can definitely feel it. Well, Aurora, is this a good time to do your healing offering for the audience?
Yes,
I know we're going a little bit long here. I hope that's all right.
Yes, I would love it. And
okay.
So how I would like everyone to prepare is say a silent prayer while I do the overall prayer and ask to be released of your conditions, the stresses, the strain, whatever is besetting you, and just understand that, you know, the divine ones come and they can do what they can do in accordance with your soul and what your soul's ready to release and have happen, and that's really between you and your divine self. So I would say open up as much as you can to the blessedness of these divine realms of light and the healing that is there for you, and prayers and intentions are really, really powerful for that. So let's all center in our hearts. Beloved Father, Mother, Divine Universal Presence, our inner divine selves and heavenly sponsors, we give grateful thanks for your bountiful blessings, healing, and advancement on our paths today, clearing the way for us to actualize our greatest potentials and fulfill our highest destiny. We thank you for the deep healing now on the unconscious level, those causal levels of our psyches, the psyches of our loved ones, family members, and all humanity, that all that can be taken, lifted, and dissolved take place now by divine grace, and all the inner aspects, younger aspects of self, ready to be transformed, now receive that healing and soul impetus, that advancement to that divine self. We are grateful and we thank you that this is done in accordance with divine will and the highest good of all. Hail, beloved ones. Hail from the regions of light. Hail, mighty victory. And hail, great cosmic beings now coming to earth to assist in the mighty clearing in this time. I, Archangel Michael, with my legions of light come to help set you and humanity free at the deepest levels of the psyche today, to unlock that sacred divine code within that has been overlaid and beset with human programming. I come with Mother Mary and blessed beings of light, Elohim, angelic hosts, archangels to minister to you now, to the families of earth, to encode now that sacred destiny code within your soul, to reset the DNA to the divine pattern, and to route out now on the unconscious level and even within the folds of the garments of self, including the physical vehicles, all that is not alignment with your divine plan. Release, O soul, all that no longer serves you, for we are here to lift it up and let it be dissolved in the light. We are here to champion the cause of light on earth and the great change underway that is taking place in and through you, the vehicles and vessels, the sacred priests and priestesses who have come to this world to help facilitate the change. And we, the ones you left behind, to serve from on high with you, that all of us together from the realms of light should do a mighty work on behalf of this earth, to change the very code, the destiny codes of a planet, and restore each of humanity to their divine plan. And thus a return to Eden, that consciousness that is so rarefied, that calls to you in the night, through each dark night, leading you back through that dark tunnel to the light, that calls to your soul and keeps you on that accelerated path of transformation so that you can become more fully realized as the density and the dross is dissolved. And as your authentic self emerges like a phoenix from the ashes of the human condition, so shall you soar above this world in consciousness from that high vantage point of your divinity, and allow that diamond self to be infused even in your physical form. For as the aspects are cleared from the unconscious, so can your divine self fully anchor now within your being. And as you feel this change, know the peace. Bask in the peace, beloved, of your true divine nature now, that has come so physical at last because we cleared the way, because you opened up the portals of light within your being through your chakras, and much change could take place. Let's feel the light increase in your being, charging up all the atom cells and electrons and spinning them now in the divine harmony with the universal presence, the divine presence, and the chakras spinning as well, purifying, rectifying, setting right everything within your being as you are re-encoded to the divine intention. Know you are loved, absolutely. Know there is no judgment from the heavens. Remember, you set your precepts in your books of life and gather together in the clans that you would form on earth, and prepared for this mission. And we with you, determining we would stay behind and assist from on high, and that angels would be up going back and forth, ministering to each of you, assisting you every step in the way, ensuring you would have the right meetings at the right timings, and that all you would need to edify you, to advance you, would be forthcoming in its perfect timing. Know and understand the divine perfection that you are living today in the midst of the human travail, and understand you came to change it. You came to take it on and transmute it within your being. And if it was not so, you would not be listening to this and receiving the quest and receiving these transmissions to help re-encode you, remind you of who you are. Know that you are a divine being who came to earth to serve in this time a great mission, a great global mission of humanity's advancement. Know that everything you've undergone is right and true and perfect for you, and nothing has been wrong, and nothing you have endured, gone through, thought, felt, or done has been wrong. Yes, human patterns have outplayed, and you've made mistakes and dabbled in things that were not clean or clear or right for you. And yet, what a learning, what an advancement you attained, learning the ropes of the human condition. And now the acceleration can occur, for we have given the keys, the alchemical keys, through our blessed Aurora. And we have the global healing forms for you to keep tuning into and cleansing and purifying. And the quest now in your hands for you to transmute everything within you that is not your true authentic self. Now you've been gifted that golden platter of divine offerings. And so Mother Mary comes forth for your final blessing. Beloved one, the mercy flame from the heart of Kuan Yin, mixed with the rose light of love for my healing retreat, and mixed with the flame of truth from the heart of beloved Pallas Athena, is a sacred healing elixir we give to you, each one, planting in your heart those flames to empower you in your mission, to help you understand you are born to love, to be an emissary of love in this earth. You are born to live in the glory of your true divine nature, and also to heal and transmute the records, memories, patterns, beliefs of the past. In this dual purpose, beloved, of actualizing your full potential while clearing the dross in the earth, you facilitate the change in the earth that is taking place today. For as you link up with those awakening ones worldwide, those violet ones who are undergoing the great transfiguration as well, each moment, all of you ascending together to ever new levels of divine awareness, of awakening, remembrance, of being in that glory of your divine natures. So understand, we have come to assist. We stand by, awaiting your call. We are here, active, divine principles, operating through the divine plan on behalf of your life and this humanity. So today, as the earth has been re-encoded with the divine plan, anchored in the hearts of awakening souls worldwide, and through the clearing of your vessels, many souls have been receiving healing and clearings as well throughout this world. And those in those regions of great suffering have been alleviated, have been lifted up as that underlying patterns have been cleansed and healed. And thus the transformation has been great. And we thank you for holding as vessels of light that this could take place for the planet and the future be changed again to a more glorious reality than ever before through this sacred alchemy. Blessings, blessings to you, beloved ones. Have faith. Stand strong in the light. Be respectful of your temples. Be loving of yourself. And know that you came from the heavens, that you are heaven born, and that your mission is great. And thus you must support yourselves. Be wise managers of your lives. Bring that self-loving, self-caring, and self-nurturing to yourself every day so that you can fulfill everything you came to fulfill and have that victorious success at the end. We stand with you. We are with you. Know and receive the blessing from on high.
Wow. That was amazing.
I am so filled with light right now. I'm just can't even open my eyes.
Wow.
I'm just fascinating back to, oh yes, I'm on a call.
Oh, that was beyond what I ever imagined it could be. Wow.
I'm blessed with the ability to see it all visually, so it's quite exciting what goes on. I mean, everything they're saying I'm seeing, and it's like I can look across the world and into the psyches of humanity, and then everyone listening and what's happening to them and the encoding, and it's quite spectacular, and I just feel very grateful to Divine Ones, grateful to be a vessel of this, and that we're all doing this together. It took us all together, coming together today for this great planetary healing to take place, and now we're all on the next level, and that's pretty exciting too.
Wow. I'm so grateful that you were here with us today. Like Jay said from Sedona, that, and the people that had emailed me about your work, how powerful it is. You can just experience that in just the last hour or so that we've been together. It's just phenomenal, your work, Aurora. Thank you for the work you're doing. And it just is, I can't thank you enough for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such a joy, and you're amazing, and what a great offering you're giving the world. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. I can't emphasize enough, to our audience. I mean, I'm sure you've all seen, firsthand the work, how powerful your work is. So I can't emphasize enough. I would take advantage of your special offer. That is pretty much a given. Wow. I'm going to be listening to it myself. It's amazing.
I love what the effect has been of those 7 ray activations. It's just hearing everybody, listening to them every day, just this last 3 weeks or 2 weeks. It's been phenomenal what people are writing in, what's happening to them. So please, if you're availing yourself of all of these divine healing transmissions and the healing power of love, please let me know what's happening for you, because that's really exciting for me to see how many people are getting reached and what's happening in people's lives. So that it's exciting.
Yeah, to get the feedback and
to see its effect. I waited so long to get this to everyone, and I was hidden for so long so I could be preparing it all. And so finally, in the time when it's reaching everyone it's meant for, and I can't begin to tell you how exciting that is.
Yeah, it really
finally
is.
Getting to everybody.
Yeah, and it is the time. We're ready. Yeah. Well, I can't thank you enough, Aurora, and we're going to say goodnight to everybody. Thanks for being here today, and Much love to you all. Thank you. Good night, Aurora.
Good night. Many blessings, everyone. Much love.